Hello everyone, it's Kathy Champion and you're back with me on my YouTube channel, Kathy's Random Acts of Stamping. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Gastonia, North Carolina, and I want to thank you so much for stopping by today. I hope that you will find inspiration from the projects that we're going to work on, and hopefully you'll pick up some tips along the way that will help you in your crafting journey. So I'm going to zoom everybody in just a little bit. And I want to center in on this first. This is my host code. This runs through the 31st of March, so you have until Wednesday to use this host code. And if you do, you will be in a drawing for any size purchase for the Darling Donkey stamp set. I will actually do the drawing Thursday morning, April the 1st, and anybody that has made a purchase in my online store for any dollar amount will get into that drawing. But if you make a $50 purchase before shipping and tax and use the host code, you will also receive a free gift from me. It will be a token of my appreciation for shopping with me. And as I grow, I'm hoping to give bigger and better incentives for shopping with me. So help me grow my channel, help me grow my business. I would love to help you with all of your Stampin' Up needs. If you have questions or whatever, I'm here to help you. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started on what I had in mind today. I had some people to say that my cards are a little too complicated, so I wanted to kind of simplify it today. I pulled out these two stamp sets in this pack of paper because this coordinates together. The Dandy Garden, the Garden Wishes, and the Dragonfly Garden coordinate very well together. You can see this paper has not only dandelions, but it also has dragonflies. Beautiful, beautiful pack of paper. This is the other side of it. So I kind of turned every 2 pages. Whoops, I didn't do that one. Let's turn this one over. Look how gorgeous that is. And that's the back. And then we have this one and the back, which is that one. And it's stunning paper. It is just beautiful. Look at the vibrant colors. You've got the Calypso Coral, the Bumblebee, the Blackberry Bliss, the Shaded Spruce. There is even a little misty moonlight in here. Of course, white and black coordinates with almost all of our cardstocks. So just a beautiful paper to work with. So I thought today I'm going to take one sheet of this and show you how to make 4 beautiful cards. It's very simple and very easy to make. So I think I'm going to go ahead and choose. I want something that's not quite so busy. So I want something with a smaller pattern. So let's go through here. That one right there is nice. Maybe oh, this is pretty. Yeah, let's do this one. That one is kind of dainty and it's not too overpowering. It's very similar to this, just kind of scaled down quite a bit. And Stampin' Up does that quite often with their papers. Please excuse me if you hear a little slur in my voice. I am still healing from my dental procedure that I had. Many of you know that I had a failed implant. I had shared this with y'all in requesting prayer. And I am doing better, but I still have a lot of bruising and a lot of soreness still in my mouth. So, but I didn't, you know, I can't stay out of my craft room, so here I am. I went ahead and chose some paper, and I got a shaded, no, I'm sorry, this one is Mossy Meadow, Calypso Coral, Rich Razzleberry, no, I'm sorry, Blackberry Bliss, and then I have a thick basic white. So what I'm going to do first, I think I'm going to start out with the white for my background. And I just figured I would take y'all with me. What we're going to do first is just make our card bases. And all I'm going to do is take an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. I think I've been gone too long. And I'm going to put it in my trimmer at 5.5 on the 11-inch side. And I'm going to cut that in half. And then I want to go ahead and score both of these at 4 1/4, which will give us an A2 size card. So now I'm going to use my scoring blade, and I'm going to score that and then crease it. And we're going to lay that to the side. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. We're going to take it to 4 1/4. And if you have not used this paper trimmer makes measuring and cutting and scoring so easy. So I'm just going to lay that down. Our score blade has a separate housing as well as our cut blade, where you can move one out of the way while you use the other one. And then they're independent of each other, which makes it super nice when you are in a hurry. Not that we should hurry when we're crafting, but I'm going to go ahead and cut all of these down while I've got my trimmer out. And just go ahead and get these cut into card bases. But this one, I'm only going to do one in this color. Let's move that cut blade up. Use my score blade, fold it in two, and then I'm going to do the same thing. This one's already cut, so I'm going to go ahead and score it at 4 1/4 and fold it. And then let's do the Calypso Coral. These colors are just beautiful, and I've always been such a butterfly person, but these particular dragonflies are gorgeous, and I think anybody would love to work with this paper. It's just vibrant, it's pretty with a sort of a muskiness to it that just makes it very appealing. Alright, so now we've got some card bases. We're going to come back and we're going to plunge them down with our bone folder. So I am going to grab a bone folder, and I'm going to iron out these edges too that was cut, just to flatten them out a little bit. And then I'm going to give this a really good crease. I want my cards to lay nice and flat. So let's just go ahead and get these all done. So now we've got all of our card bases creased and everything. We're going to bring our trimmer out one more time, because we are going to cut down this one sheet of paper, and we're going to get to make 4 cards out of this one 6x6 piece of paper. Now if you have 12 by 12, take your 12 by 12 and put it in your trimmer and cut it in half at 6, and then turn that piece in half and cut it at 6, and you will have a 6x6. That's simple. I did that earlier and made some cards, and I'll share those with you in a little bit. What we want to do first is look at our pattern. I know that this is going this way, so I need to decide how I want my first piece to go, and I do want this to go this way. So I'm going to put that on the 2-inch mark, and I'm going to slice it. Then I'm going to turn this on the 2-inch mark and slice it. And then that leaves us with this square, and we're going to put this in. And what you want to do is you want to put the tip of it in your trimmer and pivot the other tip into the track. Bring your blade to the middle, sink your blade, slice up and down, and now you're going to have 2 triangular pieces. Now that first 2-inch piece that you cut, that long piece, we're going to put this back into our trimmer, and we're going to cut this down at 5 1/4. Now this is all the waste that we're going to have off of this piece of paper, is that little teeny piece right there. So not bad. Alright, we've got our pieces cut. Oh, the next thing that we're going to want to do is decide what colors we want to line our papers with. And I think with this one, I want to grab that Blackberry Bliss. I keep calling it Rich Razzleberry, I'm sorry. And I'm going to cut 1/2-inch strips off of this. And I think I'm going to need probably 2. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut these strips off at 1/2 inch. You don't have to worry about the length right now. Just worry about getting the strip. I am cutting it on the 8.5-inch side, so you want it to be the longest. So these measure 1/2 by 8.5. Lay those over, and then we're going to do the same thing on the Calypso Coral. And I think I want to grab one more color. I think I want to grab that Bumblebee. I think that will be really pretty, but I'm going to cut a couple of strips off of this at 1/2 inch. And let me grab the Bumblebee. And I've got a piece of Bumblebee right here that's a scrap. So I'm going to bring that into the 1/2 inch mark. And I'm going to slice a couple of pieces off of it. We might not need all these, but it's better to have them. And we can always use them on another card. You know, our scraps never go to waste. So there we go. So now, I want to bring my card bases back over. And we're going to try laying this paper out and see how we want to do this. So now this one, I want this piece to live right down here. I think this would be really pretty. But it looks like it needs a little something. So let's take a piece of this coral and we're going to bring that right to the back side of it, about halfway down, giving it about 1/4 inch. And you see how pretty that's going to border that? And we're just going to do it on that top edge. So I'm going to get my silicone craft sheet, if I can find it. I'm always losing that thing. It's usually right here. Here we go. Okay. I'm going to put this down so that I don't make a mess with my glue. And I'm going to grab a little bit of my liquid adhesive. And I'm just going to run a slight amount. Get it started. And what I'm doing is I'm scrubbing it on because I don't need a whole lot. I just want enough for this piece to stick. So I'm going to lay that down and I'm going to bring this to the strip. That way I can judge my distance a little easier. I can bring it back just a hair and then I can press that down. Just like that. And then what we're going to do is just take our paper snips and we're going to snip that off, but they're even with that line. Now we can bring our cardstock back over, and this is ready to go down on our card base. And how pretty is that? So pretty. Alright, so again I'm just going to use some of the liquid glue, and I'm just going to put a good little amount across that back section. And we are going to glue that in place right here, just giving ourselves a nice little even border. Now these are going to be simple, easy cards that you can make just very simply. So I thought, well, while we have this out, let's go ahead and stamp. How about this little flutter of dragonflies? Wouldn't that be cute? They're fluttering around right about there. And we also need a sentiment. And how about may good things grow all year long? Or we could do thank you for your kindness. That's pretty too. Let's do that one. Thank you for your kindness. And I just want to just show you how quick and easy it is to be able to throw some cards together with just some simple stamps and some ink, some glue and paper. So you don't have to go, you know, hog wild. I'm going to use the Blackberry Bliss on here, or do I want to use the Calypso Coral? Maybe I'm going to use Calypso Coral. Since I trimmed it with that Calypso Coral paper, I think I'm going to follow through with that for my ink. So always kind of think about color coordination when you're doing projects like this. I'm going to grab a couple of stamp blocks, and I think I'm going to pick this one up first. I'm really kind of trying to decide, do I want to do this one in black? Let's go ahead and do our sentiment, and then we'll come back and make a decision. And I'm going to straighten this up right here so that I can judge where I want it to go. And I think I want it to go right about here. And then we'll have those right there. I mean, we might even do, we could do it in the middle and do the dragonflies on both sides. I think I like that. So I'm going to ink that up. And I'm going to open my card up so that it's not springy. and I'm going to bring a stamp block over to hold it flat, just to give myself a little leverage here. And then I'm going to stamp this right in the middle, straight down and straight up. Very pretty. I'm going to clean my stamp off real quick. And now let's decide if we want to do these. I really think I want to do those in black. I don't know why, but for some reason I'm thinking the black is just going to look better. So let's bring our Memento ink back over and let's ink these up. Okay, we're going to put some dragonflies right about here, and then maybe some more right here. Now that's simple. We've got a beautiful little card. We can come back and put some embellishments on it, but that card, that we can call it done. And that was just that simple. So, and the good thing about making cards is you can make them complex or you can make them simple. It's totally up to you in what you like and what you want your cards to say. And now let's go ahead and pull out a different color. Let's pull out the Calypso Coral. And for this one, I think I want my strip to go right here. And I think I want to run a piece. And this is how I usually judge to see what colors I want. Do I want that color? Or do I want the rich razzleberry? Ooh, I think I like that rich razzleberry. It's such a contrast to the Calypso Coral, and I didn't think I would like that, but I really do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this over, run a small bead of glue along the side. Guess I ought to bring my little craft sheet back over. Just like that. And then I'm going to lay this down and I'm going to set this right onto my piece, just like that, and press it down. And then I'm going to, same thing again, I'm going to take my paper snips and just snip that off. And now we got a fun piece. And you know, you could do this on either side. You could do it like this, you could do it like this, but I think I really like it over on this side. So I'm going to put mine just like that. And I think this time I'm going to use some Stampin' Seal. It just goes a little bit faster than the glue. And I'm going to set this right like this, and I'm going to get my borders nice and even, and then press it down. Oh, that's so pretty. Love that. And now we need to decide what we want to do over here. We can do a simple sentiment. So we could do for a true friend, or let's see, you have to be mindful when you're doing these of the size of your stamps. You are an inspiration. That would be very cute, and I think I'm going to do that in the rich razzleberry. Let's try it and see what it, the Blackberry Bliss. I keep calling it the wrong color. We have a rich raspberry, but the Blackberry Bliss is a little darker. It's a very rich color. So I'm going to pick that up. And we are going to stamp this. Let's get this out of my way. Right about there. And how pretty. And we're going to come back and do some embellishments on these. But for right now, we're just going to use the stamp set, the paper, and put these together. And then when we come back, we will jazz them up with some different things. All right. So now let's grab the rich raspberry. And on this one, I think I'm going to use the corner piece. I think I want it to go in this direction. But the first thing I want to do is I want to put down a border. And I am going to use one of these yellow strips because I think it will have a really nice contrast. Now when you put the strip onto your triangle, don't let your triangle hang over. Make sure you've got enough of room where you can angle cut that. So I would say come up about midway, and let's go ahead and put some adhesive on our designer series paper. And then I'm going to stick that down right about there, getting it nice and even, and just press it down. And then what we're going to do with this is we're going to angle cut out like that and out like that. And then that gives us that nice angle that we need. Let's go ahead and close up this ink pad. And we're going to put this down right here in this corner. And again, I think I'm going to So now I'm going to bring that over and press that down really good. And now this is hanging off just a tiny bit, so I'm just going to trim that. Just like that. Now we have this beautiful angled card, and what we're going to do here is I'm going to use a punch. And I think I'm going to use my tailored tag. And I'm going to just cut out a piece of this bumblebee. I'm going to put this right here. And let's get us a sentiment. And I'm checking to see if this is going to fit. I don't think that one's going to fit. Thank you for your kindness. That one will fit. But we already did one. Did we do a thank you? Yeah, we did one that was a thank you. I'll tell you what, let's go and pull a sentiment from a different stamp set. And we're going to make this one a happy birthday. You can always, this is Peaceful Moments. Absolutely love this stamp set for sentiments. It has definitely been one of my favorite. So I am going to grab that rich raspberry again. Blackberry Bliss, not rich raspberry. The Blackberry Bliss. I'm going to need somebody to come and smack me if I say that one more time. All right. Let's go ahead and pick up our happy birthday. And I'm going to ink that up nice and pretty. And we're just going to stamp this down right here in the middle. Very, very good. me cleaning my stamps as soon as I do them really does help keep my stamps nice. It also gives this a chance to dry before I pick it up and start, you know, fidgeting with it, because I have picked these up before and made a mess. Very easy to do because they are, it is a dye base ink. Now this does, it does dry quickly, but sometimes not quite quick enough. So I think I'm going to put this right here, and we're going to pop that up on dimensionals. So I'm going to grab my Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm just going to put 3 across the middle. And where's my Take Your Pick tool? I'm just going to wrangle these off like that. And then we are going to set this down right about here. And just that simple, we've got a beautiful, beautiful birthday card. So there is 3 cards. So now we're coming down onto, we got another white piece. Let's do the green. Let's go ahead and do a green. That way we'll have one in each color. So this is another triangle. So I think this one I'm going to put up in this corner. And for this one, I think I want to do a white strip. So I'm just going to reach over into my scraps. You know, we always have white scraps. So there's a little white scrap. And I'm going to move some of my stuff off here. And I am going to cut this little piece of white into a 1/2 inch strip, just like that. And I'm going to keep that out. We might use that for sentiment. So now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take this piece and lay it on here. Just like that. And let's go ahead and get a little glue. Right along that edge, just like that. And now we are going to lay this into this. Press it down. Take our paper snips and do the same thing we did a while ago. We're just going to snip that off and snip it off and off. And then we are going to put this one right here. Right up to that corner, just like that. And looks like I need a little tiny bit more glue. There we go. All right, I'm going to use my seal. See, it works better on the white, and it works better on the Designer Series paper. I don't know why. I think I'm going to put a little bit right there. That did not seem like it wanted to adhere. Oops. And then I'm going to put some right here and here, here and here, and maybe just a little piece right there. And let's see, we're going to put this one in this top corner right here. And press it down. Let's go ahead and get the scraps out of our way. Now we need to decide what we want to do here, and I am really wanting to cut out one of these dragonflies. So, you know what? I am going to go for it. So, anytime that you have a piece of designer series paper and you like the design on it, let's see if this is, I think it's too big for the punch. I'm going to cut him out. I'm afraid to take a chance with messing him up, so you know what I'm going to do? I am just going to fussy cut him just like this. And if you notice when I fussy cut, I'm driving the paper with my left hand, and I'm just letting the right hand guide the scissors, but I'm doing all the driving with this left hand. That is what makes your fussy cutting successful, is learning how to drive your paper. So right around like that. Turn that paper, not your scissors. Right around. I just thought it'd be nice to throw a dragonfly up on the inside of on the outside of this card, to just kind of bring everything together. It's so pretty. You want to be careful when you're cutting because you don't want to break the tail off. The tail can be a little delicate. And we're just going to come around the body right there and up around the head. Again, just drop the paper, not the scissors. And then around like that. And right around this little corner. Sometimes the corners you can get a little bit off. Just line your scissors back up and keep going. Once I get down into there, I'm going to turn my paper and just bring it out just like that. And we have a dragonfly to put right here on our card. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm going to put my dragonfly right here in this corner and leave a space right there for a sentiment. And I think I'm going to do something very simple for a sentiment. And let's do for a true friend. We'll do this. We're going to stamp it in black. Not straight. Okay, I'm definitely having difficulty getting a straight stamp today. So let's try lining it up before I put it on the block. Sometimes that can make the world of difference. And let's try that again. That's better. Okay, so for this one, I am going to actually fussy cut this out. And I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to come down by that. I'm going to go around this F and come up. And then I'm going to go straight across. And then I'm going to come up around the D. And up. And then we're going to go straight across. Just like that. And see how cute that can be like that? It can look very delicate. And all we need to do is put a dimensional on that. So we're going to use a mini. Just a little mini dimensional. Well, maybe we'll do 2. And then we'll set that down right about there. Oh, and we need to put some dimensionals on this. So I think we can use some of the bigger ones on this right there. And then we'll use the minis on the wings. And if you don't have the mini dimensionals, you can just cut your own foam tape to the size that you need it. And if you're interested in picking up some of these, you can go over and visit my online store. The link will be listed below. And you can grab this paper, these stamp sets, the cardstock, and the inks are all listed over on my website. So there's also a sale going on right now because it's the retired list is out. So you might want to go and take a look at the retired list. Usually there's some nice bargains to be found. Maybe not on everything, but quite a few things. So go take a look before the sale's over or before everything. What happens with this type of sale, once it's sold out, they don't get it back in because it has been discontinued. So, and we're very excited because we're getting ready to kick off the new catalog in May, which is exciting. Always exciting to see what the new products are going to be. So I'm going to put my dragonfly right there. And there is another very stunning card. And I didn't put anything inside of these cards because I'm going to go back and probably make them note cards. I like to have some note cards on hand. These would also make a beautiful set of cards to give to someone. And I'm going to be bringing another project to y'all very soon on how to make a little booklet or a little boxette that you can actually use to put cards in. So I'm going to bring these over and show you what we have. And we did those in about 40 minutes. Not bad for 4 cards. That's like, what, 10 minutes a card? Not bad at all. So I hope that you enjoyed watching me do this. Oh, let me show you these. These were the ones that I had worked on earlier. And then I decided that I wanted to play with the stamp set and this Dandelion Garden paper. But these are some that I used using the True Love Designer Series paper. And I was real pleased with the way these turned out. I thought they were stunning. I love that black and white. And each one of them has a different feel, even though they're very much alike. So these were the other ones I made. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you'll give something like this a try. Let me zoom y'all out. There we go. And I'll bring these back in to show you what we did today. And I'll have pictures of these at the end of the video so you can go back and look at them. So thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed these quick, easy cards. That's a one-sheet wonder, basically. I will also have a diagram that you can download that will give you the exact measurements. Very simple and easy to cut a 6x6 piece of paper. So anyway, thanks so much for tuning in. I love you all so much, and as I always say in closing, let everything you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is so worthy of our praise. And until we craft again, y'all take care. Bye-bye.